What's up, folks? It's your boy Rex Righteous, and I'm back with another rap rant. Alright, so if you haven't heard, then it's time for me to tell you Canelo has been temporarily suspended um, due to what has transpired with the testing and all the back and forth between the media and everything that has happened. So basically, uh, Canelo is due for a scheduled meeting with the Nevada State Athletic Commission, and they're gonna come up with a final decision. It should be on April 10th. If you're a boxing fan, I'm pretty sure you either already know or you're about to find out with me. So, to all the Canelo fans, if you didn't know that he was doing anything, I apologize. If you wanted to watch the fight, I apologize to you guys. Uh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear this, because this man's career is on the line right now, and, it's all about what's the backstory of his excuse when it comes to him popping for Clenbuterol. I'm not much of a scientist. I'm not much of a health freak. I'm not a lab guy either. But I do know that people have popped for lesser amounts of things that are banned, uh, substances that are banned, um, and that's hearing from other boxing fans. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm pretty sure that usually when people talk about steroids and whatnot, if someone popped and they, were suspended, or they were told that they couldn't uh, fight anymore, then I believe them, And a lot of times there are backstories. I've read some files. I've saw the stuff with Eric Morales when he fought David, Danny Garcia. There's plenty of guys out there. There's been stories about Floyd Mayweather, but he never was held to the fire like Canelo's being held to the fire now. And I really feel like a lot of this has to do with the fact that the draw happened. So it left a bad taste in everyone's mouth. It left a lot of conspiracy theories out there to just float around. And ever since that draw, it's been kind of eerie and weird, and people not understanding, how is this fight going to turn out. So a lot of people been, really wanting to know, how is this fight going to turn out. And to be honest with you, May 5th is pretty far away from September 16th. So now that this has happened, Canelo is definitely, his back is against the wall. His career is on the line. His career might be destroyed from this. Yeah, a lot of Triple G fans are probably like, what the F, because they've been like, what the F, ever since September, But Canelo fans, I'm sure that they're kind of like confused right now, because they don't even know what to believe. And I really feel like you just gotta wait it out, man. Gotta wait it out like everybody else. Just gotta wait it out, because we don't know what's gonna happen. A lot of people are assuming that because there's a lot of money on the line, that the Nevada State Commission, Athletic Commission, is just gonna, just, I guess, put their hand out and just accept some money from Golden Boy, or that's, I don't know. They're thinking that they're just saying, oh, we're gonna make so much money, so it doesn't matter. I don't know about that. I'm not, and I'm not involved with the NSAC, but I will say that Vegas is not hurting like that for money. They already collected when it came to September. We're getting the Raiders. We already have the Golden Knights. We already have the T-Mobile Arena. We already have MGM. Sorry, I'm from New York, so I might mistake that for MSG and MGM. Sometimes it happens to me, but we have the MGM. We have the Mandalay Bay. We have Bellagio, the Wynn. A whole bunch of stuff going on constantly things moving. I'm in the streets. I'm a driver, so I know about the city. I know what's going on here, and to be honest with you, whenever the country is doing well, Las Vegas does really well as well. Um, but either way, you know, I don't think that Vegas is hurting, and a lot of times the people that come for those fights are boxing fans. Point blank. Period. People that come from they come from California, Mexico, all over the world. They show up and they want to see the fight. And they're boxing fans. It's not like anything else. Can't compare it. So to say that there's too much money on the line, yeah, that's true. Business will be business. Hotels, hotel rooms, uh, people going out to eat, buying merchandise, even if they don't come here, it's merchandise, pay-per-view buys, uh, publicity, the next fight, it's constant. And with this, it slows it down. So yes, there are some people that are speaking up and they're just like, whoa, does this ta- does this put a negative on the fight? Of course it does, but that's not Triple G's fault. You know, this is boxing, like Triple G said. This is how it is. And it would have been even worse if Triple G would have had some similar results. It would have been hard to defend. It would have been talking like no one would hear us, us Triple G fans. But at the same time, I'm trying to stay objective with everything, and I want to let you guys know, if Canelo gets suspended, like indefinitely, like just can't box, he will probably be one of the biggest fighters that ever popped positive for steroids and was banned, for a year or whatever. So that's a big step. That's a big leap. Um, Obviously, we all know about Canelo. Like, he's been fighting for a while. But my opinion, when it comes to the boxing, is that he was never that big to fight above 160. I mean, yes, like muscle wise and the look and the way he fights, he's very strong. But I always thought that Canelo beefed up because he didn't want to be at 47. That's always been my opinion. I've never said it on YouTube or anything because I don't always think to say everything I feel about a fighter when he's about to fight, because at the end of the day, it's about him and his matchup. But when it comes to Canelo himself, I've never been able to talk about him like this. And I really feel like he was ducking 47. He was ducking all those guys because those guys are just as strong and just as fast as him. I really think so. And some are even faster. Because look at the problems Cotto gave him. Look at the problems that Khan gave him. I really even feel that Liam Smith gave him some problems. Not like problems that... Because they could have fought a bunch of times and then, Liam Smith would have never won. But the point is that the style, the way that they fought him, at 47, he probably could have got spanked just off of jabs and punching and stuff, like just tagging, like scoring. But the thing is that Canelo was probably too slow. His feet are like, he doesn't move like a Keith Thurman or something like that. So he moved up, which is smart. And then he only fought specific fighters. I think he's been playing Ring Around the Rosie for a while. That's just my opinion. His resume is good. It's getting close to great if he can beat Gennady, but I don't know. And I feel like that title is being held hostage. A lot of people aren't talking about the title. The title isn't important, but it is important to Gennady, and it is important to boxing fans, and it is important to boxing nerds. But that's something that's never talked about. It's always talked about the money, the money, the money, the money, the money, the money. Triple G, oh no, if he wants that fight, he needs that check. Oh yeah, he's desperate. Yeah. Everybody needs a check, of course. You gotta get paid for what you do. You're a professional. You're good at what you do. You know? But he's not fighting for those things. He's fighting for titles. Canelo is fighting for titles as well. And that is the key to the reason why he should be suspended. Because when it comes down to it, is he fighting clean? Is he fighting to win a big check, or is he fighting to fight, like, because he needs to fight for the belts, like for honor and respect and all that stuff? We don't know. He's dumped titles before. He's told the WBC go to hell. You know, there's other titles that he doesn't even go for. You know, he goes where the money goes. It's obvious. It's obvious. You can tell when a fighter is going for the title and the money. The title usually leads you to the money. But then after a while, when you fight for money, all you're going to go for is money. But if you continuously fight for titles, there are things that are not going to make sense when it comes to money, like Triple G. So when people were talking about Ward or whatever, Triple G was going for another title. That's how he wound up, I think, a fight later with David Lemieux. That was a huge, award, like something that he achieved, because that title was making him more of a champion, more legit. There's only a few fighters that are doing what he's doing. I think there's Terrence Crawford. I'm pretty sure that there's someone in the lower divisions, and then you got Anthony Joshua, Andre Ward if he didn't retire. You know, that is significant. You have to be respected if you have those titles. You're ranked high. You know that no one can deny you. Yeah, we can talk money, whatever, but they cannot deny you. So when it comes to all of this, I really feel like the Clenbuterol situation, like I said, I think his second test that he popped positive for was 50 to 60 picograms or picograms, however you say it. But the first one was the more important one. It was 500 to 600 picograms or picograms. There was a file that I put out there on the internet, and no one bit for it. No one. They just liked it a bunch of times. And it's been surfacing. It's on my Twitter, you know, RafLegend193. And it says, I don't know who wrote it, but it says that Golden Boy's team cut up the doctor's statement and made it seem like that's all he said. And they said that the second one looked like traces of contaminated meat. Okay, so that's the reason why he popped the second one. That was what the doctor said. And then the first one said that there's going to be further investigation because of the way that sample transpired, like how the way it showed. 500 to 600 picograms is different from 50 to 60. 50 to 60 is much lower, you know. But like I said, there's other boxers they were suspended for that amount, and they're still investigating for that high amount. So ever since then, he's been negative, which is good. But you know, Triple G it's not meat, it's none of that stuff. And you know, he likes a clean sport. He also said that there's no way, 2 months before the fight, you know, testing starts 3 months before the fight. They don't get tested all year round. They get a little break, you know. But I'm not here to just necessarily defend anyone. I'm just going off of what I've read. Like I said, they're gonna make a decision April 10th, and they're still investigating it. Canelo has the option of either showing up or calling on the phone. That's what I've read. He can call up, defend himself. I think the excuse that he's given, which I don't know or I haven't read anywhere, besides the contaminated meat excuse, is probably what they're trying to investigate. I can't tell you if they're gonna find him guilty. I don't know all those things. No one knows, I believe, unless you work for the Nevada State Athletics Commission, or you're a lab guy, or you're a VADA guy, or you're a WADA guy. You work for any of those companies. But I will say that, they're still investigating it, and it's tough to really understand how the turnout is going to be, because if they stop this fight, then we're going to have to try to figure out from there on out what is Triple G supposed to do now, because you got Billy Joe Saunders over there, and he's already trying to create havoc with his words on Twitter and stuff like that. And to be honest with you, the real thing I am like trying to cope with is what the hell is gonna happen with that ring title. Triple G has been going after that title for years. He's been wanting that title for years, and this is a clear sign. Maybe he should just leave that title alone, man. He's already the champ. He doesn't need to go crazy like that for it. Because the thing is that I don't know if you guys all know this, but most boxing nerds know this. The ring title is owned by Golden Boy. So they can create rules, they can create stuff, and people have not defended it for 2 years straight. Adonis Stevenson, stuff like that. Or maybe a little bit less than that, but for a long time, And I think he needs to cough that title up, man. Cough it up. And will the draw be changed? I don't know about that. I don't think it will be. But I'm pretty sure that they still have egg on their face from the draw. So the pressure is definitely on the Nevada State Athletic Commission. UFC is watching. All their fighters are watching. The world is watching. There are people from all over the world that are involved in this kind of stuff. They're involved in boxing, the passion of it, the way it's ran. They're looking at Vegas, they're looking at Nevada, the way that they run their fights and stuff like that. And this is the biggest platform right now, is Vegas when it comes to fights, big fights. Canelo, that's Nevada State Athletic Commission has still have egg on their face from a bunch of other things that have happened in the past. Not that long ago either. Floyd Mayweather, Andre Ward, Sergey Kovalev, every fight that goes there, their back is against the wall. And then you got guys that are actually doing their job, man. They're really doing their job. Maybe they might not be pressing up against them every day, but there's proof out there. I tried telling Boxing Voice, I don't know if they heard me. I tried telling them that Golovkin's mother she worked in a lab, in a chemical lab. That people around the world, they understand these things. They're not stupid. And if you're not reading the fine line print, then obviously you don't care, because you probably feel like money is what's gonna make this fight happen. So to end my rant, because I'm almost at 20 minutes now, to end my rant, I'm just gonna say this. I don't know what's gonna happen. and I'm gonna stay with that opinion because I really don't know why they would either let him fight or not let him fight. Like I said,